Hello and good day, meteorologist Mike Adcock here. It's the 5th of May and we're tracking Tropical Storm Noul as it moves toward Yap Island. Taking a look at satellite imagery, they're just off to the east of Yap this evening. Got that deepening central dense overcast that's obscuring our center of circulation. Really see this system better under microwave imagery. Some tight banding with this system and starting to see the appearance of an eye-like feature. Kind of see this as well on infrared as well. A little bit of a warming trend going on over that center of circulation. So this system should resume intensification overnight and into your Wednesday morning. Right now, low wind shear with this system. The good news in terms of intensification is the diffluence aloft. Not seeing a great deal of cirrus aloft. That's really keeping this or inhibiting intensification, at least in the near term. That should go away, though. This system is anticipated to strengthen into a typhoon over the next few days. And then the other story is going to be, again, near term, the lack of a steering feature. And that's really due to the subtropical ridge being displaced off to the northeast. That's not going to be too much of a factor, though. This system should continue moving off to the northwest over the next several days. Latest information, though, from JMA as of 10 p.m. tomorrow Standard Time. Center of circulation about 85 kilometers east of Yap Island. That's about 520 kilometers east-northeast of Palau. Generally stationary, but a little bit of a westward drift. Winds right now 85 kilometers per hour with gusts up to 120, and our pressure right now steady at 992 hectopascal. With regards to warnings, the only thing that is out at this time is a typhoon warning in effect for Yap Island, anticipating destructive winds over the next 12 to 24 hours. The tropical storm warning that was in effect for Ngulu has been canceled. I do want to provide some updates, though. This is from the National Weather Service in Guam. First off, Yap, you're expecting to see the worst conditions early Wednesday morning as this system moves across. Winds increasing, looking for the possibility of gusts up to about 135 kilometers per hour. Surf's going to be another issue, seeing that increasing up to 4.5 to 6 meters. And then rainfall is going to be the other big story, where you can see rainfall accumulations of 200 to 300 millimeters. Ulithi over to the east. Conditions are improving there as Noul moves off to the west. Still can see some gusts up to about 40 kilometers per hour overnight. On the southwest side of the island, surf's still going to be up to about 2.5 to 3.5 meters. And still could see 25 millimeters of rainfall overnight. And then down toward Ngulu, again, you're on the south side of the storm. Could still see some gusts up to about 50 kilometers per hour. Surf, same thing there, about 2.5 to 3.5 meters there on the north side. And rainfall through Wednesday totaling about 25 to 75 millimeters. Good news is once it does move out of the Yap area, get a little bit of a break until this weekend, where our next threat's going to be the Philippines. In terms of our satellite loop, right now the big story is Noul passing through Yap. I do want to point out that area of showers there over the eastern Carolines. That's our next disturbance. Invest 93W models do intensify that, and that looks like that could be a threat to Guam, so we'll continue to monitor that as well. With regards to Noul, though, the issue is the lack of steering, and that's going to be due to this cold front there exiting out of Japan. What that's done, and you can see it on the JMA analysis, is it has displaced the subtropical ridge off to the northeast. So right now, not being influenced by that. Good news is, as this cold front moves eastward, that will help pick up the system and drive it off to the northeast. This is reflected in the JMA forecast. This is as of 12 Zulu this evening. Again, generally a northwestward motion. The key issue here is it's right now looks like the consensus is going to be the Cagayan Valley being influenced or being impacted by this storm. I do want to emphasize, though, anytime you get large-scale synoptic features such as cold fronts transiting across your region, that can decrease the accuracy of the long-range models, especially when we start talking days 5, 6, 7. So you do have to look at that area of, or that cone of uncertainty, if you will. So those in eastern Visayas, Bicol, Calabarzon, central Luzon, you should monitor the progress of this storm. Although it looks like the threat is going to be Cagayan Valley, it is still best to just monitor the situation. JTWC, a little bit further to the east, they do recurve this system off. They're to the north by the end of the week. And notice, though, the anticipation with this system is going to be pretty steady and should be just shy of super typhoon status if this forecast holds true by Sunday evening. Now, I do want to emphasize JTWC's forecast is one of the more easterly tracks, and you can see here comparing all the major agencies across the Western Pacific. The good news is there is a consensus relatively. The models do tend to show a pretty confident track. So there are some minor differences, but that's to be expected by day 5. Key focus, of course, again, northeastern Luzon there, Cagayan Valley as well as Batanes. Don't want to go too in-depth in the extended forecast. If you look at Robert Speta made a great post earlier today on westernpacificweather.com, really kind of detailing some of the later effects. But just to kind of hit the highlights, again, Cagayan Valley, Batanes, you're going to be looking at this Sunday evening into Monday morning. This starts to roll and starts to recurve off to the northeast. So Taiwan, can't rule out the threat there on Monday as the system moves through. It should pass off to the east, but still continuing to monitor the progress of it. And then Okinawa prefecture there in Japan. This is really going to be Monday into Tuesday where you'll be threatened by this system. And then a little bit longer range, Wednesday, southern Honshu. You may be impacted by this system or its extratropical remnants. Not saying this is going to be a typhoon or anything, but still, you could see some gusty winds, some rain as this system passes through. Of course, the near-term focus is on Yap. Right now, conditions are worsening and anticipated to worsen throughout the evening. Winds gusting right now in the mid-50s. Heavy rains reducing our visibility down to just about 5 kilometers, and our pressure already dipping below 1,001 hectopascal. So that concludes our update today on Noul. Of course, you can get this and other analyses over at westernpacificweather.com, or you can follow along on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Links there below. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, and take care.